So hello guys, it's your boy Mathew Javier again, and now we're going to build a small network chapter 11 summary version 2.0. So now we're going to do a chapter 11 summary. So now first, what are the sections and objectives? So we're going to backtrack before we go to the summary. So network design is the section and objectives is identify the device used in a small network. And second one is identify the protocols used in a small network. The third one is explain how small networks small networks serves as the basis of larger networks. So 11.2 network security. Explain why security measures are necessary on network devices and identify security vulnerabilities and identify general mitigation techniques and how to configure network devices with the device hardening features to mitigate security threats. Apply the commands to backup and restore an iOS configuration file. 11.3 is basic network performance. Use the output of ping command to establish relative network performance. Use the output of the packet tracer command to establish relative network performance. Use show commands to verify configuration and status of network devices, and use the host and iOS commands to acquire information about network devices. So 14.4 network troubleshooting. So apply troubleshooting methodologies to resolve problems. Troubleshoot interface and cable issues. So troubleshoot client connectivity issues involving DNS. So that's all section and its objectives. So now we're going back to our summary. So our summary for this chapter 11 is so small. So our summary is it's just a little, but it helps you a lot. So guys, the summary for it is it helps. So explain how a small network can scale into a larger network. So again, configuring a switch and routers with device hardening features to enhance security, and use common show commands and utilities to establish a relative performance base for the network, and apply troubleshooting methodologies and command host and iOS commands to resolve problems, and explain how a small network of directly connected segment is created, configured, and verifies. So from the small talk, we're going to say it more accurate. So in order to meet user requirements, even small networks require planning and design. So planning ensures that all requirements, cost factors, and deployment options are given due consideration. So an important part of network design is first is reliability, scalability, and availability. So supporting and growing a small network. So it requires from being familiar with the protocols and network application running over the network. So protocols analyzers enable a network professional to quickly compile statistical information about the traffic flows on a network. So information gathered by the protocol analyzer is evaluated based on the source and destination of the traffic as well as the type of traffic being sent. So this analysis can be used by a network technician to make decision on how manage the traffic more efficiently. Common network protocols include DNS, Telnet, SMTP, POP, DHCP, HTTP, and FTP. So it is necessary to consider security threats and vulnerabilities when planning a network implementation. All network devices must be secured. This include routers and switches and user device and even security devices. Networks need to be protected from malicious software such as Trojan horses and worms. Antivirus software can detect most viruses and many Trojan horse applications and prevent from the spreading in the network. So the most effective way to initiate a worm attack is to download security updates from the operating system vendor and patch all the vulnerable systems. So networks must be protected from the attacks, and networks attacks can be classified into three major categories: reconnaissance, access attacks, and denial of service. So are several ways to protect a network from an attack. So first is the authentication, authorization, and accounting (AAA). Network security services provide the primary framework to set up access control on a network. AAA is a way to control I'm sorry, who is permitted to access a network or authenticate what they are can do. We can do what are can control way control to be within the while they are authorized and to watch the actions they perform accessing the network accounting. So a firewall is one of the most effective security. Why? Because it is tools available for protecting internal network users from external threats. A firewall resides between two or more networks and controls the traffic between them and also helps prevent unauthorized access. The next one is to protect network device. Because it is to use strong passwords also when accessing devices remotely, it is highly recommended to enable SSH instead of the unsecured telnet. So after the network has been implemented, a network administrator must be able to monitor and maintain network connectivity. There are several commands available toward this end. For testing network connectivity to local and remote destination, commands such as ping, telnet, traceroute are commonly used. So guys, on Cisco IOS device, the shown version command can be used to verify and troubleshoot some basic hardware and software components used during boot process. To view information for all network interfaces on the router, to show IP interface command is used. The show IP verif can also used to be a more abbreviated output than the show IP interface command. So Cisco Discovery Protocol or DHCP, I'm sorry, is a Cisco proprietary protocols that runs at a data link layer because CDP operates at the data link. As routers that supports different network, protocols can learn about each other if layer 3 connectivity does not exist. So, Cisco IOS configuration files such as startup config or running config should be archived. These files can be saved on text file or stored on TFTP server. Some models of router also have a USB port and a file can be hacked back up to a USB drive. So if needed, these files can copy to the router or switch from the TFTP server or USB drive. So you can back up your driver to a USB drive as it says on the summary. So guys, this is Mathew Javier again, and thank you for listening to chapter 11 version 2.0 build a small network. That's all, and thank you.